Welcome to this map tour of FALKENTAL with me, MrSealyp. Welcome to FALKENTAL. This map came out a little over a week ago, the day before I was due to go away on a holiday. I wasn't going to do a map tour, but a few people have asked, am I going to do one? So here it is for anyone that wants to watch it. This is by VectorMan. It is 178.48 megabytes download. As far as I can tell from Google Translate, FALKENTAL means falconry in German. This map has no custom crops. It does have contracts available. We are going to get around and have a look at it all. It is a fictitious map, but it is based somewhere between Erlengracht and Felsbrunn. And what you'll see when we look at the map of this, it has a very giant's feel to it. The map does, but yeah, it's very nice. Pretty much standard fare, I think. Well, it's weird. There is a modded building, but I can't find it available to buy and replace. So that's something to be wary of. Where do we start? This is the map, as you can see. Has a very giant's feel to it. Crisp, clean, clear. We start up here. I'm on New Farmer, normal economy. And if we press that, this is what we start with. We start with field 20, field 32, the main farm area. We do have a silo, we do have cows, chickens, and the main farmhouse. Now, the map doesn't extend all the way to the edges. As you can see, these lighter patches aren't available to buy. What's darker in here is. So, there's a lot of these lighter patches we can't actually buy around the outside. Now, field prices aren't too bad. As you can see, we've got some really small plots. I say really small plots. Joint ones. I think there are 68 fields available to buy. We've got a lot of forestry to the south, with the sawmill being down here, Holtz Albert, which we'll get down to later on. There is a train line that runs around this map as well. And we'll take in all the sell points as we go round. I didn't actually go out to that point there. There are no sheep on the map to start off with. Again, not that I could tell, but we'll get round and we'll see as much as we can. It is seasons ready, it's precision farming ready, and if you're on PC, I think it is manure system ready as well. Pretty sure it is. Yeah. So, main farmhouse. This is sleep trigger. Just there. I'm not tired, so that's all good. We do have a pickup, which we're going to use in a little while. That building doesn't open, I could tell, but if we go down here, heading kind of south away, what I love about this map as well, flowing river. I mean, that's not, there've been a few maps that have got that, but this, I don't know, there was something different about this. It just felt not necessarily original, but I don't know, but I like that. Cow barn just over here. These are the standard giants animal pens. So we've got the cows there, the chickens there. Again, with this, feed triggers and dialogue boxes, pretty straightforward and easy to find. We've got the standard Giants barn with a few bits of front loader equipment here. And as we move across, I do like the topography and the layout of this, the kind of rise and fall of the farm area. We've got a double bunker silo, silage clamp over there. Shelters for our vehicles over here. Little things like this with a tree in the middle with the concrete around it to stop you crashing into it when you move the machinery around. That's a nice touch. We'll have a look at what machinery we start with in just a moment. And our silo is up here on the hill. This is the smaller of the silos. You get standard with the game. Now, if we come over here, I can't remember where I was standing when I took the picture. Now's a good time to talk about slots and slot count. Probably about here, I think it was. So, on New Farmer, which I'm on, 685 out of 1,299 slots used. What do we start with? Well, we start with the Fendt Favorite 515C, Fiat 1300 DT in a case 7210 Pro, New Holland TX32 Harvester, pickup, Farm Tech trailer, header for the TX32, plough, cultivator, power harrow, seeder, fertiliser and herbicide sprayer with a front tank. We've got a mower, we've got a tedder, windrower, loading wagon, front loader equipment, header trailer, weight, standard cow pasture, chicken coop, grain silo. Now this is the one that caught me out a little bit. Medium storage tunnel, says it's a mod. And we have one, I'll show you in a minute. But I couldn't find it available if you get rid of it. And then we got some easy sheds, jet wash, farm barn and farmhouse. Great thing about that is the farmhouse isn't fixed. You can sell it, which means you can set up a farm elsewhere if you want to, or just place a sleep trigger somewhere else. If we scroll across to our placeables and I go down to sheds, that shelter that's saying mod isn't here. I've looked at all the various different categories and it's not there. And here's why that might be an issue. Because if you come onto a farm manager or start from scratch, the slot count drops down to 468. So 685 down to 468. That's the same on farm manager and start from scratch. And you start with nothing. No machinery, no buildings, nothing at all. And it will look a little bit like this. So you can see why that shelter then won't be there, but you can't then replace it. So that's just something to be aware of, I guess, is the best way of putting it. So I'm going to go grab the pickup. We'll have a tour around the map. Part of it will be done by pickup, part of it will be done by train, because it will just be quicker and easier. As always with the map tours, I will take in as many of the sell points, if not all the sell points I can. Any kind of features that I found that stand out, but I would always encourage people, if you like the look of the map from the map tour, then jump on and have a bit of a search around, have a bit of a, you know, yeah, just have a look around the map, explore. There are always going to be features map makers have put in that just get missed when you do a map tour. It's just, that's the way it is. You can't cover the entirety of the map. Jet wash is just there. If we head out this way, we're going to head up towards the store. We'll do the sell points and parts of the map we can't do by train first, and then we'll hop onto the train. But it has a very nice, crisp, clean feel to it. Like I said, I like the topography, the lay of the land. It feels very vibrant. It's not overly cluttered. The colour palette works well. It's just, yeah, it's a nice map. So main store is just here. Nice big open area for your machinery. This is the reset point as well, so if anything gets stuck or you have any problems, it will reset here. Your buy trigger is there, but obviously you can use it from your main paddle. And your workshop trigger is round over this side, just here, for customization, repair, selling, etc. So from here, let's head out and north. And like I said, it really, not just the map itself, but not just I keep saying the map, the PDA, but the actual feel of the map feels very Erlengratt, Felsbrunn, you know, the whole thing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to whiz out and do this first. I wasn't going to, but I am now. I was going to do this bit last, but we'll whiz out here. I think I'm going the right way. Yeah. So what I'm hoping to do, if you're watching this one, a couple of maps that came out while I was away that I missed, I'm going to jump back on and do. I have done it before where I've kind of left them and thought, well, I was away, you know, I won't do them. And then people ask, so, you know, even if 10 people watch it, that's great. Nick's Livestock is one of the sell points, which is just here. And actually down the railway, which is just down there, that little building. Oh, that's fortuitous that the train goes past then. There is a sell point for Nick's Livestock on the railway just there as well. So a double sell point there for Nick's Livestock. We'll then go around to the actual livestock market, animal market and the barn sell point, which are just there. Barn sell point is there, and your livestock market trigger is just there. There are little fields dotted around all over the place. We're over here now. We've got this little gap here in the hills where the track goes through, and you can get to these fields here because you've got quite a steep drop down to the railway there. So there's a few different places up here as well at field 68 where you they're just kind of tucked away, fitting in with the landscape really nicely. I know the map's made, you know, but it has that natural feel, which I quite like. I could cut across here. Actually, I think I might cut across it. Oh, yeah, but then we miss... Oh, no, we can do the drive back. Yeah, we'll do the drive back. Let's cut across this way. I mean, going across the grass a little bit, but that's all right. So we're heading north, and we're going to go to the biogas plant next, which is fenced in. That's not unusual. So we are at the far north of the map, pretty much. A lot of that further on is the map edge. Brandt's biogas. The gate here is not automatic. I don't think it's on a timer. That said, you could just drive around the side if you wanted to there, but that's up to you. Digestate point for your byproduct is just there. Your main sell point for anything you're putting into the biogas plant is just there. The biogas plant is a standard one, so when you buy it, it will do your regular things. It doesn't do anything over and above. It doesn't do wood chips or anything like that. And it pays $360 for silage. The actual biogas plant to buy is $249,696 to be able to use it and then get paid at midnight. We have 2 silage clamps. One, that size, drive through. That one is huge. I mean, absolutely massive. Impressive stuff. For the biogas plant, we're going to head out to Debolt Group. This was another one of those ones like on the Brazilian map. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I kind of came up the map, and you know, you look at the map, you think, oh, okay, fair enough. And you come around the corner, and this is what meets you. How cool is that? Got the quarry. There's a line by point down here, and there is also a sell point down here. And interestingly, it's not a sell point for very specific things. It's one of the main sell points. There are quite a few across the entire map that take pretty much everything. We'll have a quick look at that in just a second. All the way into the bottom here. Sell point is just over there. Now line point is just over here. Don't think you have to turn it on. No. I think it's only Jim's maps that's often the case. You turn them on to get them to work. So we went from our farm up here to the store out and up, and then round here to Nick's livestock, the barn, animal dealer. We came back up and cut across the grass there. We've done biogas plant. We're now at Debolt Group, lime station, and sell point. That's what I mean about there being a lot of main sell points. Debolt Group Freight Yard, the Lighthouse Hotel, Monty's, Nick's Livestock, Paul Roberts Ranch, Railroad Silo West, all take pretty much everything. So there are quite a lot on here, which is fairly unusual. You know, we get maps with a few sell points, and some of them can be quite specific as to what they'll take. This one takes, most of them take most things. I'm going to head back up and out, and I'll see you on... well, as we're going past the biogas plant. So as I drive back past the biogas plant, we're going to follow the main road back out. There's a working lighthouse, you can just see off to the left there. Some nice waterfront walks with benches. As you can see, plenty of people taking a stroll. So, heading south now down the eastern side of the map. We're going to take a turning in a minute out to the hotel. Which offers a sell point as well as beach volleyball. There's a sell point. We can just nip over here. Nice touch. Lovely little resorts. See, it's little details like that that I really like. On the map, it's the Lighthouse Hotel. We've got the lighthouse, which is up there. Just like you can just about see it through the gap in the trees there. But often you get buildings that are just plonked down from other maps, or that bear no resemblance to the name on the map at all. That's actually been modelled to be exactly what it says it is. Very nice indeed. Right, we're going to follow this way around and we'll hit the railway. We'll wait for the train, grab the train, and we'll go around and do the sell points which are either on the railway or close by. Nice scenic routes around the map as well. It should be coming along any moment now. Onto the train and leaving the junction where we left the car. The train has got a few different carriages, including a log one, which will become a little bit more relevant later, with a flat car on the back, should you wish to use it. Overhead rails, overhead lines, not rails, the rails are on the ground, overhead lines. This is going to be a nice way to get around the rest of the map, and we can take in a lot of the scenery as we go, which is very nice. There's lots of these little ponds, little details like these concrete crossings, and as you go into the middle of the map there's lots of areas where you've got little sort of farmsteads, houses, all sorts of things. It's really, really nice. Right, we're going to make a quick stop here. So the FALKENTAL train station, not just a plonked building, actually custom made. Very nice indeed. The next sell point is just here. This is Monty's, which is there. We're going to head in here because I just wanted to show you the little harbour area. Again, nice detail, nice touch. We've got a little marina harbour area in here, which is all very lovely. That's, very nice indeed. But it's the lock up here which I thought was really interesting. Again, small feature, and because there's no sell point out here, you might not necessarily come out this way. But we've got the Tidal Lock much lower there, so obviously when the tide comes in, when the water level rises, or as a lock would normally do, boat comes in, well, you fill that up, boat comes in, drain it out, and out it goes. So it doesn't actually matter what that's doing outside, you can still come in and out using the lock. It's brilliant. It's just a nice touch. It doesn't operate or anything like that, but I like it. So back to the train. And away we go. Under the bridge. Continuing down the eastern side of the map. Crossing over the river, also flowing out to a little waterfall. Now we're heading up. Southern part of the map. But rising up through the foothills. Like I said earlier, this has a really nice flow to it. Next sell points we come to. One is on the railway, one is just off to the left. We do have a fuel station just there. Off to the left is the Spinnery sell point, just up there. On the railway, we're just going over it now, this is the freight yard sell point. So the freight yard is here on the railway. Actually, I don't know if there's one by road as well. There is, right, so road and rail for the freight yard. Go which other side of the building. We do have the raised bit here as well, so if you wanted to load something on the flat car, or maybe loading lumber if you'd be doing any logging around this area, there are a few of these dotted around as well, which will enable you to do that if you wanted to. That railway doesn't go anywhere, but it's nice, again, nice touch to have a separate railway. Story line could be, that could be the line that goes off to Fellsburn, or or to Erlengratt, or we know that with the Erlengratt map it links kind of one of the sell points. It goes off to Felsbrunn, so you could link the three together. All very nice. What we're coming up to now is the railroad silo number 2. This is not a sell point. This is a storage silo or a transfer silo. It will hold 200,000 litres. What I'm going to do is, hopefully if we can stop. Stop. There we go. Switch to that car. Open it up. There we go. The silo will take wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soybean, corn, potatoes, sugar beet, sugar cane, and back again. Like I said, 200,000 litres. There are 2 of these. And what my glamorous assistant has very nicely done, they brought the pickup over. So from here, we're just going to whiz in. We'll come back to the train in just a minute, but we're going to head to Paul Roberts Ranch, which is just down the hill here. It's a little bit quicker than walking. Just. So what we have here at Paul Roberts Ranch are 2 horse paddocks and 1 sell point. The horse paddocks are custom made and fixed in place. You can't sell them. These are open horse pastures, so different to the sort of standard in-game ones. Trigger point is just here for the horses. The other triggers for feed and stuff are very easy, straightforward to find. But each one of these will hold 16. The first one is this side, the other one is the other side. We're going to have a look at that as well. The sell point is just on the top of the hill for Paul Roberts Ranch, and this is another one of those main sell points. It takes pretty much everything. Just up there. Then we take this round here down into the main ranch area, which has got some training areas for horses, for exercise. Now you can ride around the countryside, it's entirely up to you. We come around to this one. The trigger for the second paddock is just here, also another 16. Just there. And if we go in here, stabling facilities and another indoor exercise area, should the weather be inclement and you want to train indoors. So, where have we come? Well, from the biogas plant we came down the side here, Lighthouse Hotel. We got the train from there, we followed that down to Monty's. We went and had a look at the little lock and the marina there. We followed it round the outside to the spinnery and freight yard, out to Railroad Silo 2. We've just driven down now to Paul Roberts Ranch, which is where we are at the moment. I'm going to head back to the train and we're going to head into the more forested area. And it is fairly heavily forested. We have got a few little, again, nice touches, little fields dotted around within that. Prices for forestry, not too bad when you consider the amount of money you can make with the amount of trees you can cut down. Some of the cheaper fields definitely out this way, if you wanted to start off with doing a bit of that. So, back to the train. Heading off. Now, something, I mean, I don't know, I suppose it depends how you feel about it. I like the fact it's a nicely detailed map, loads going on. We have had of late a few maps with lots of extra details, extra crop types, that kind of thing, which I know a lot of people are clamouring for, loads of extra stuff. I think it's nice that we've got a nicely detailed map which is fairly basic, and I don't mean the map itself, but I do mean that there's not too much extra going on. It's a fairly standard, another one of those ones. I love this sweep down through the trees. Fairly standard in so much as, you know, a map to kind of get your teeth into when you get going. Point there for lumber as well, to help you load on if you wanted to. Yeah, if you're kind of new to the game, or you know, you're looking for a nicely detailed map with not too much complexity, this may be the one. So, southwest corner of the map. We do have a couple of placeable areas. What's kind of placeable areas down here? Again, another platform there for loading and unloading if you wanted to. There's no direct unload from the train to the sell point, but this is Holtz Albert, the sawmill sell point, wood chips just over there, trigger just over here for your lumber. One thing that I did check, because it kind of caught me a little bit, I saw it and thought, oh wow, that's amazing. When you go through the fencing here, there is a barrier, which I think again is not automatic. I think you have to do it yourself. There is a mill pond. I thought, oh, that's fantastic. I always check whenever there's a mill pond. All the attention to detail and the time it must have taken to prep all this with the little road that comes all the way down to the mill pond. Unfortunately, you walk across the top of it. I did cut down a tree, throw some onto here and go back up to the trigger. It's not a functioning mill pond, unfortunately. But it does look nice. It's a nice thing to have on there. It looks good and looks part of the whole situation. No shortage of forestry, as you can see. Continuing on, we are going to go to the railroad silo number 1, and next to that is the railroad silo west. Now, one of them, the railroad silo 1, is a storage transfer silo. The one to the west of it, railroad silo west, is a sell point. It'll be glaringly obvious when you see the two. I thought they might be linked. I love this. Open out into the valley, look, as it sweeps down away. Fantastic. So now we're heading north again up the western side of the map. So, railroad silo number 1. Another 200,000 litre silo. Will hold all the same things as the last one. You can load or unload from the train. You can put in from the roadside and then into the train, or off of the train and onto something waiting at the side, which is probably what you would do here, because just over here is the railroad silo west sell point. Now, as far as I can tell, these can't be linked, because if you want to store in this silo, which you can do by bringing stuff by road and you put into the silo, or by train into the silo, or transfer from one to the other, which you can do, that can't be the sell point as well, because if you want to store it and it sells it, it doesn't work. So what you would do is unload from the train into the silo, put it into something, bring it across here, and then into the sell point, if that's how you want to do it, or just use this as a sell point you come to by road. That's entirely up to you as well. Where are we? We came from railroad silo 2 all the way along here to Holtz Albert. We've now come all the way up here. We're at railroad silo 1 and railroad silo west. We're going to head around and we're going to get back up to the store. Nick's Livestock, we went round, I said there was the sell point and then one on the railway. These two are linked. They're the same sell point. And that will pretty much conclude the tour, actually. That's all the sell points taken in. We've been around the map. Like I said, there's a load of stuff in the middle. There's all sorts of things to go around and have a look at. It's a really nicely detailed map with some really lovely features. And as I said right at the start, there's a really crisp, clean feel to it. Yeah, it's very nice. Cracking job by Vector Man on this one. I was really hoping to get this map tour done on the Friday before I went away on holiday. I just completely ran out of time and just didn't get a chance to. So as you'll see when we get past here, the sell point we looked at for Nick's Livestock was just up there on the hill. The sell point here on the railway is just there by that little building. And that is FALKENTAL. If we get off the train, you can just see the farm there off to the south. Now it does say on the website, on the details for this, where is it? Building ground for a second farm. Now I've kind of had a look around the map. We've got the store, animal dealer, biogas plant. There's this area here, which actually that's a car park. That area there... Oh, that's the castle. There's a ruin there. We didn't actually get into the... Like I said, in the middle there's a castle ruin there. I was trying to find whereabouts. Possibly in here. But I mean, at the end of the day, you can probably find all sorts of places to put your farm if you wanted to. So there you go. That's FALKENTAL. That's the map. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.